Hey everybody. Alright, I want to talk about utilizing and using the class's ID. So what you have to do is you're going to do it in two phases. You create the class that you want, giving it the attributes that you want. Make sure you have the name that you want. It's going to begin with a dot. And so, for instance, I'm going to make a dot highlight and then the color that I want, or something like that. So currently I have a white highlight on the page, but I want to make a new one. That's what's nice. I can use it over and over and over again. So I'll give it a dot, and then I'm going to call it highlight. So I'm going to make sure I have the right spelling, and I'm going to call it red. And then I'm going to put in my curly braces. I'm going to go up, I'm going to tab over, and I'm going to copy what I've got here because I want it to follow the same thing. Basically, I'm just going to change the background and then change the change the color of the text. I'm going to choose the color that I want. I've already chosen a color off a hexadecimal chart, and it's FFFF66, and the color is a red color, and it is 993300. When I hit Control Save, I've just created a new class. Now I have to use that class by defining something on another page and giving it that class title or that class name. So I don't have to include the dot in this, I just need to have the highlight red. So I'm going to copy that name so I don't misspell it. I'm going to go to my source code, and when I'm in my source code I can choose a section of the code that I want to actually highlight. And so I'm going to choose something, so I can choose a section of code someplace, and I'm going to choose this well-designed websites bit of text right here. So I want to put a span around that designates that to be highlighted in a special way. So this is how I'm going to do it. I'm simply going to put in an opening span tag. So I'm going to have my span tag here, an opening span, and a closing span. This will automatically put my closing span in there. Then I'm going to say which element, what am I using in my span. I'm going to refer to my class that I just created. My class equals, then I'm going to put in my quotes, and I'm going to copy paste the actual span name that I just created. So I have my span, the class name that I created, and that. So there it is. When I look up here, it shows up. It's the yellow with the red text. Okay? What's nice about a span is I could go ahead and use that as many times as I wanted. So let's say that I go down and let's say I wanted to highlight this area. I'm going to follow the same procedure. I like to just keep my head organized, so I'm going to put in a span. I know it opens here and it closes there, and I want to put in the class equals, I'm going to go back then and copy paste in my highlight. There's my HTML, there's my span class using that information. Now if I wanted to change that to something else, any attribute that I put over here can be used to change it. So whatever I want, font weight, I'll choose 400. See what it does. It'll give me it should make it more bold. Might not be too obvious. Control save. I'm gonna go back. I'll try something else. Didn't really change anything. But the nice thing is I can change the color to whatever. So I'll look at my hexadecimal chart. If I don't like that red, I could try something else. Okay, something you want. So you can experiment, make sure you choose colors that work nicely. I'm using a yellow, so a dark green, anything dark in there, but you get the idea. And so that's using a class. You specify it on your CSS, then you apply it in your HTML using the span attributes. Again, the same thing when we are looking at our rollovers, the rollover navigation. We roll over our particular object here. So whenever I'm down at a link on the side, they're going to change colors based on the rollover, a hover state. So my hover state here, I change the color. If I change that color to something else, when I roll over it, if I just made it black, if I go up and if I refresh my page here, there, it turns it black. So it can't tell too much. And so those kind of things are happening. So I've got my rollovers here. I can add in my classes, my pseudo classes. So whenever I click on a link or I come back to something. All right. So anyway, I wanted you to see that in action and how you work with it. It's a lot of fun. And so that's the basic overview of Project 5, and I hope you're enjoying it. It's a lot. I think this web page turns out to be quite nice. And so if you have any questions, let me know.